Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10, presented by GeoMart, powered by Reva University.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the Supreme Court verdict opened a can of worms about the tutoring, the falsehoods, the lies, the tutoring of witnesses in the Gujarat riots case, we here at Republic have accessed the entire Teesta files that indicate a much bigger conspiracy was at play, and at the center of it was Teesta Setalwad. Let's debate.
Teesta Setalwad has been remanded in police custody till July the 2nd. But despite the allegations, there has been an outpouring from a certain faction. But these backers of Teesta Setalwad won't talk about why the Ahmedabad crime branch has detained her.
के 3 एक्यूज है, एक तीस्ता सेतलवाड़, आरबी श्री कुमार और संजीव भट्ट। बेसिकली जो इस अनुसंधान में है कि खोटे दस्तावेज तैयार करना, बनावटी रिकॉर्ड बनाना और जो होता है खुद का उसका दुरुपयोग करना और जो प्रोसेस है लीगल प्रोसेस है उसमें छेड़छाड़ करने का ये गुनाह लगाया हुआ है।
We have gotten the exclusive copy of the remand with respect to Teesta Setalwad's investigation, and further inquiry will also be done, and that is mentioned in the remand copy that 3 of the accused, Sanjeev Bhatt, Teesta Setalwad, R.B. Sri Kumar, are going to be confronted with each other and also with the new documentary evidences that the Ahmedabad crime branch has.
They won't talk about how the allegations are not just against Teesta, but also the political hand that propped her up.
उस वक्त जो यूपीए की सरकार आई उसने ढेर सारी मदद करी है तीस्ता सेतलवाड़ की एनजीओ को, ढेर सारी मदद करी है, सबको मालूम है, पूरे लुटियन दिल्ली को मालूम है।
गुजरात में तो आपकी सरकार थी, इतने
गुजरात में हमारी सरकार थी, मगर जो एनजीओ थी उसको भारत सरकार ने मदद करी है, सब जानते हैं। और केवल मोदी जी को टारगेट बनाकर ये सब किया गया, पॉलिटिकल गेन चाहते थे।
And they certainly won't talk about the Teesta files.
Rais Khan knows the inside details because he worked closely with Teesta. He tells in the affidavit how he would get emails with witness testimonies that he would be asked to take a printout of and get signed by these victims and witnesses. All in English, obviously the victims not knowing what was inside them. And that's the reason why when they went before the SIT, their accounts diverged so much from the facts on the ground.
The allegations are of misappropriation of funds.
Because of her links with the Congress, perhaps, Teesta was given grants to the tune of about 1.4 crore rupees by the Union HRD ministry at that time, headed by Kapil Sibbal. It so transpires that many of those funds were channelized into Teesta's personal accounts, and investigation shows that expenditure was made on things like chocolates and liquor also.
The Teesta files are out, but could this all have been happening without a larger conspiracy at work? Let's debate.
Big panel, Rais Khan Pathan, former Teesta aide, now whistleblower, Sardar R.P. Singh of the BJP, Uday Mahurkar, one of the closest witnesses of the 2002 riots, author, thinker and scholar, Ratan Sharda, Kartikeya Tanna, Francois Gautier, Kapil Madan, Manasvi Thapar, Vivek Srivastava, Shahid Ali and Atikur Rahman. Rais Khan ji, आपने ये सब बातें जो कही, all these things which you revealed about Teesta Setalwad, why did you reveal it? आपने उनको expose क्यों किया?
देखिए ऐसा है, मैंने आज उनको एक्सपोज नहीं किया है, मैंने उनको एक्सपोज किया था 2008 में ही, और मेरा उनसे जो 2008 तक मैं उनके साथ में रहा। 2008 में जब उनका और मेरा मामला जो अलग अलग होने का हुआ और जो मेरा झगड़ा हुआ सिर्फ इसी बात पर हुआ, फंडिंग के ऊपर से, और दूसरे जो
फंडिंग कहाँ से हो रही थी?
बनाए,
फंडिंग कहाँ से हो रही थी?
उसके ऊपर से
फंडिंग कहाँ से हो रही थी?
उनसे
फंडिंग कौन कर रहा था उनका?
जी,
कौन फंडिंग कर रहा था उनका?
सब देखिए, फंडिंग का जहाँ तक फंडिंग का मामला है, तो फंडिंग उनकी जो हुई है तो यहाँ से भी हुई है, विदेशों से भी हुई है, और ज़्यादातर जो है वो अमेरिका जाती थी, ब्रिटेन जाती थी, और दुबई से उनके पास आया करता था पैसा। अब दुबई से किन लोगों का पैसा आता था, अमेरिका से किन लोगों का पैसा आता था, यूके से किन लोगों का पैसा आता था,
शाहिद अली जी
जाता नहीं था।
शाहिद अली जी, आई वांट यू टू रिस्पॉन्ड। शाहिद अली जी, शाहिद अली एक मिनट रिस्पॉन्स लेते हैं शाहिद अली एंड आतिकुर। शाहिद, व्हाई वाज शी गेटिंग फंडिंग फ्रॉम अमेरिका, ब्रिटेन, दुबई? क्यों?
How can I reply to this effect that why she was getting the funding from?
No, but he's saying it, and he was one of the closest people working with her. Does this not appear? No. Does it not appear suspicious to you? Is it not suspicious?
So yes, absolutely. This question should be asked to Mr. Rais only, because he was the close aide of Ms. Teesta, and once he says that he exposed Teesta, therefore he is bound to reveal all
that's
such
what I'm
questions.
saying. So I'm saying that when there are so many shady things that Teesta and her group has been up to, then why are some people intent on making her a martyr? She's not. And Atikur Rahman, this should be a lesson for people like you. It should be a lesson. You know, to concoct testimonies, to work for political parties, to establish a conspiracy. Tell me factually, this is the most horrendous fraud. But just because people like you and Kapil Madan and the Congress party thought 1 minute that she could be a useful instrument to target Narendra Modi. No. Will you discuss the fraud today with me? Will you discuss the fraud?
NGOs which are being funded.
No, 1 minute. Just a minute.
NGOs being funded by the government, sir.
No, I'm asking you, will you discuss Teesta's fraud? Let's discuss Teesta's fraud, will you? You have the courage to discuss her fraud? Should we discuss the fraud? No, should we discuss the fraud?
Who friends of BJP can garner money abroad for fighting elections over here. What is wrong in an NGO getting finance? What is wrong?
No. If I were to 1 minute, can I just say Atik is on the right, please. Atik and Kapil Madan, don't speak over me. Now, okay, you want to discuss the fraud? I want to discuss the fraud out here. Atik and Kapil Madan, just 1 minute. We are building up to the debate. Now, listen to me. When the former Teesta Rais Khan was on the debate, right, in his application before the Ahmedabad court says that affidavits of Rafiq Malik, Imran Pathan, Madina Pathan and Naina Malik were sent to him by Teesta, and he withheld from Rafiq Malik and Imran Pathan on the instructions of Teesta, which means that witness testimonies were constructed by Teesta with a preconceived agenda. Do you know what this means? This means perjury of the worst kind. You people don't want to talk about all this? The pseudo-secular lobby doesn't want to talk about this? Kapil, you support perjury? You're a lawyer? You support perjury?
Let me respond. Now, if there is an allegation of perjury, Arnab, let me give you a legal position how perjury complaints are fought. There has to be an inquiry done by the person, the concerned court, in whose court the perjury has happened, and only upon that
don't try and confuse people. Don't try and confuse people. 1 minute. Okay.
I can challenge you.
Don't try and confuse people. We are talking about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court.
You
what do you mean, you don't believe in the Supreme Court? Okay, here's a question.
Let me respond.
No, 1 minute. I'll counter to you from me. Because all you people have made her out to be some kind of an activist. She's not. You know she's a fraud. You know she's been doing fraud.
What he doesn't know is there an Ahmedabad court has ordered arrest. An Ahmedabad court has ordered arrest. The Metropolitan Court is the judge who has ordered arrest. So what he's talking is complete nonsense, So Arnab, this Teesta and Congress nexus, let me just put it right away because I may not get the chance to speak. When Teesta and Javed Anand set up a magazine called Communalism Combat, they received 1.5 crore rupees in funding from Congress and left parties. And this is not me who's saying it. This is Teesta Setalwad and Javed Anand who have said that in an interview. They have received funding from the Congress back in 1999. 1999 when they wanted to defeat, when they didn't want Mr. Vajpayee to win the 1999 Lok Sabha elections. They received 1.5 crores in funding, and they have actually admitted that in a TV interview, and Raees ji is nodding his head, so he agrees with me. Let's stop calling Teesta this activist or, this human rights champion. She's an entrepreneur. She's a conflict entrepreneur. There are two eras in India, BTS and ATS, before Teesta Setalvad and after Teesta Setalvad. Teesta Setalvad has shown how conflict entrepreneurship is a very profitable field.
And she didn't make a lot of money. She didn't make a lot of money. No. Let me tell you this. Okay, here's one point right now. 1 minute. Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. I am asking you, viewers, do you believe, allow me to complete. Why are you getting nervous? I'm saying something, I'm asking something to people tonight. Viewers, without interruption, I have a proposition. I believe the scope of the investigation must be widened to include people in the media. Because the exact role of some people in the media, and further, I would say that it should be investigated whether, allow me to complete, whether some of these people so-called in the media received funding or favors from certain Western capitals in cash or in kind or in positions in exchange for pushing an anti-Modi narrative. Now, what we have established here today,
right,
without a shred of doubt, and I want to bring in the senior panelists Uday Mahurkar and Ratan Sharda right now, I want to bring them in, is one fact. You were used to target Modi. You were told you need to fix Modi, and to do so, the central government was using taxpayer money to pay you crores. Is there any doubt in that or not?
Absolutely.
Is there any doubt in that or not? Ratan Sharda, no. Before I bring in Uday Mahurkar, Ratan Sharda, isn't that the key point here? Ratan Sharda.
See, it is an entire ecosystem.
Absolutely.
Everybody helping each other, and very importantly, when the High Court understand how deep this ecosystem is. In February, High Court puts up a charge against her of fraud and concealment and tutoring the witnesses. Within an hour, they reach the Supreme Court, apply for a bail. Next day, she gets 1 day's bail. Then it goes to Supreme Court. It says there's a mistake and then they say we'll go to a larger bench. They make from 2 to 3 bench court. Then they say there was a mistake in giving her a bail. And still bail was given. Why the bench was given increase in size? Why 3 different benches were made to give her a bail? So this is the kind of power this ecosystem holds. Understand this. And then she gets a bail. In September, the same Supreme Court says we made a mistake by extending her bail. This is the kind of fraud that was perpetrated.
She was in fact, if you see Raiz Khan's testimony.
Kapil Sibal was the lawyer.
No, in Raiz Khan's testimony, Raiz Khan also says, Raiz Khan ji, 1 minute. इनके testimony में ये भी कहते हैं ये उदय महूरकर के, I'm coming to Uday Mahurkar, that she was claiming that she has contacts with the central government. She can get anything done. She was saying, I have contacts with Supreme Court judges, with High Court judges. All of them are known to me personally. This is the kind of fixing that she was doing. Right. So which means that Teesta Setalvad, Uday Mahurkar was nothing but a high-level fixer. And her job was to fix Narendra Modi, somehow fix Narendra Modi. You are one of the key eyewitnesses in the case. You've written about it. I want you to share some of your inside details from your journalistic experience. Yeah.
Arnab, I will comment on the way evidence was manipulated, witnesses were tutored. It is unbelievable. I mean, as a journalist, I have put in so many years, I have never come across such a case. You remember one lady called Kausar Banu? It went on for 8 years, till 2010, till I did. You see, my 2010 story, which I did in March 2010, was on Teesta. The story is practically the same evidence which has been cited by Supreme Court now to nail her. So now, how this evidence was manipulated, let me share some facts with you. There was one victim called Kausar Banu. it was said that she was a pregnant lady whose womb was cut open with a sword, and the fetus was flung across at the point of sword. Now this went on for 8 years till the whole thing became very hot, and I thought let me track the doctor. So I tracked the doctor in 2010. That doctor was J.S. Kanoria. He was posted in Nadiyad. I went to meet him. He told me this is totally fabricated. That lady had died because of burns, but this entire story was fabricated. Then I asked him, I said, doctor, why it has been going on for 8 years? Why you didn't specify this before the media? He said, I am not a person connected with the media. Had the media come to me, I would have told them. But as he spoke to me, Arnab, he was so scared. He was extremely scared. Mind you, there was a BJP government in Gujarat. Yet he was so scared because of his ecosystem. Probably thought he himself might be hauled up. Then there is another case of Madina Bibi. Madina Bibi, it went on for 8 years and she was raped. Naina Malik was the witness whose statement was used to say that she was raped. Then in 2009, Naina Malik was examined by SIT, and that time he told the truth to SIT, saying that I told Teesta several times, please don't give this statement in my name. But she used to come with the ready-made statements. Most of the statements were typed.
What a shame.
The activists of her NGO used to come, they used to get it signed. Now, Naina Malik, I also met him in 2010. He told me the same thing. I told Teesta, don't give such statements in my name, I'll be hauled up.
No, the idea was to make these claims for what reason?
The
point being, and I want to get François Gauthier into this.
One more thing, one more lie.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, sure.
Now, one more thing I want to end, Arnab. Now, Ehsan Jafri, one witness said that Ehsan Jafri, before he died, he called up Chief Minister Modi, and Modi abused him. Ehsan Jafri never made any call to Narendra Modi. It is on record. So, this manipulation was of the worst kind. And then the last thing, when I confronted her, she was holding a press conference for one of her stories, you know. So I went to meet her. And then I told her, look here, I found something where you need to answer my questions. She said, I'll reply to you after some time. As the conference, I waited for about half an hour. Then I went to her. I said, Teesta ji, आपको कुछ बोलना पड़ेगा ये story में तो बहुत आपको जवाब देना पड़ेगा. She said, Mr. Mahurkar, I am under no obligation to answer your questions.
And why do you think, where did this, one sec, Mr. Mahurkar,
this has been kept.
No, Mr. Mahurkar, obviously, and I want to bring in François right now, and I want to bring in RP Singh. Obviously, François, the arrogance came from the fact that she knew that the Congress government was supporting her in this mission. Secondly, the way the narrative was built up, people were mutilated, fetuses, women, their Muslim women's womb was ripped open by the rioters, fetus was flung out at the point of a sword, allegations of rape. The fact is, we are sitting here today, François, and we are saying that all of these things were lies. But for 20 years, for 20 years, the international media has built its narrative on the basis of Teesta Setalwad's lies.
I think they still do, you know. I was one of the very rare Western...
I just want François to come in. Yeah, François first. Yeah.
Including Mr. Vajpayee.
I think they still do. I think the Western media has stuck itself on this image of Mr. Modi as a murderer. And I was one of the rare Western journalists who actually said that 57 Hindus were burned to death like animals. And the people who went down in the streets were not Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi never went down the street and never killed anybody. So actually Teesta Setalwad should go about all the Hindus who rioted against the Muslim out of anger. If my wife had been in a wagon and burned like an animal, I would also kill people. I mean, this is human. So She should have gone against these people, against the tens of thousands of Hindus from the Brahmins to the low caste who went down the streets in anger, in rightful anger. So this is what I wrote. But the problem is that we always sweep under the carpet this event that 57 Hindus were burned to death like animals for no reason. They had done nothing except they come back from Ayodhya. So why do we take out, as a journalist, I have to start with the facts, with the base. And this is the very foundation of this whole story. This is the very foundation. Mr. Modi didn't do anything. And Teesta lied, she perjured, she coached witness. We wrote about this 20 years ago. She misused the money that was given to her. She definitely got some money from abroad. I wouldn't say the CIA, I have no idea, but she got money both from the Congress and from abroad. She's a terrible person. Unfortunately, there are many people in India like her, who are after Modi, who have made such a terrible image of Mr. Modi abroad that it's difficult for us, Western journalists who live in India, who know the truth, to change that image. In my country, France.
But now what happens? Unfortunately, what happens is
so gullible.
Vivek, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
nobody is 1 minute. Vivek, I'll tell Vivek, can I please say one thing? Vivek, yeah, sure. let me say one thing. See, the shift in the media has also happened in the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Okay, say 10 years. Say it says 2010. When the new media emerged in this country after the scams were broken, allow me to complete. Allow me to complete.
Yeah, sure.
Till then, there was a iron grip over the media, especially the English media, by a certain group of Latvian journalists. These were the people. Allow me to complete. These were the people who built up Naina Malik, Teesta Setalwad, lionized them, made them celebrities, called them for conference, made them chief guests, but never asked them. Never asked them, did you take money from the central government? Did you force people? Did you lure people? Did you misguide people? Why are key prosecution witnesses saying that you misguided them? Why were you giving false testimonies? What was your interest? The basic question, RP Singh, that should be asked. Were you an instrument to target Narendra Modi? That question will not be asked. And the tragedy is, allow me to complete. The tragedy is that today that lobby thinks by being quiet, this will pass. It will not pass. We must shout out aloud repeatedly that the lobby lied and brought down the image of this country to score a political point.
The chief minister
1 minute.
Not control his state.
Please.
Because of
you are not bigger than the Supreme Court. RP.
Yes.
Hold on. See, Arnab is very clear. It's the biggest conspiracy being had, political conspiracy being had in the last few years, last 2 decades, to defame, to tarnish the image of a person, to chief minister of a state, and not only him, to defame the country also. And it was hacked by no less than Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, specifically Sonia Gandhi, and in which the Luton media, the corporate, the Congress party, they all were part of it. And then there are certain media, not only media houses, there are NGOs who were funded, not only from abroad, from India also, and then government of India was part of it. Why did government of India get paid 1.5 crore rupees to the NGO?
RP, louder please, RP.
It was only with the reason.
RP and Manasvi.
To defame country, to defame
Manasvi.
We are very proud of her. Very proud.
It was very clear. It was to defame then Chief Minister and defame the country.
Just 1 minute.
It was all conspired by no less than Sonia Gandhi herself.
Can I respond?
No, you see too much. My point is.
Let me respond to Mr. RP Singh. Mr. Singh,
Congress,
the ex-Prime Minister, let me tell you, why did Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, why did late Atal Bihari Vajpayee reminded the CM about the Rajgarh?
Why did they pay money to her 1.5 crore rupees and which she used for her purpose objective? Which she used
अटल जी ने क्यों रिमाइंड करा था?
I want to Kapil 1 minute. Kapil see. 1 minute. RP 1 minute. See, Kapil. As they say in English, and I'd like to bring in Uday Mahurkar again, the cat is out of the bag. Okay, now you people must understand. You were caught lying. For 20 years you lied. Did riots happen? They happened. Could you prove a conspiracy? No. Has the Supreme Court said there was no conspiracy? Yes. Now, either you say we don't believe in the Supreme Court. Second point is, this is what I call, Uday Mahurkar, a case of a failed investment. They invested money in Teesta. Is that not true, Uday Mahurkar? Did she not benefit? Was a lot of money not paid to her? Did she not divert that money?
No, that is all on paper now because it is all investigated by police with very strong evidence. I want to add two more things. One, there are two very well-known incidents of 2002 riots where the Gujarat police in one case has saved the lives of 2,500 Muslims in a village called Sanjeli near Godhra. Had the police not intervened, those 2,500 Muslims would have been burned to death by a crowd, by a mob of 10,000 tribals armed with bows and arrows and guns. Another place called Bodeli, about 70 kilometers from Godhra, there 3,000 lives were saved by the police. 3,000 Muslim lives were saved by police. Again, there was a crowd of about 10,000 tribals which was armed, and there the police fired.
No,
and I think some of the rioters were killed also in that incident. All these things were whitewashed.
These are, they won't be interested. Atik, 1 minute. Atik, don't shout at Mr. Mahurkar. He's a very, no, 1 minute. Just don't, first of all, Atik, listen. Atik, don't shout at Mr. Mahurkar. You don't have to shout at him.
One more thing.
You don't let him.
I'm not shouting.
You are shouting.
Arnab, one more thing. What else can they do? Anyway, Arnab, one more thing.
Go on.
Arnab, one more thing. Arnab, before I end. They tried to save. You see, there was a campaign to save the killers of Godhra. There was a campaign to save the killers of Godhra.
Sir,
by dubbing the Godhra episode as an accident. It went on for years.
No, you mentioned one case earlier. Atik, let's go very specific. Atik, listen to me, Atik. For God's sake, Atik, just wait a minute. Listen to me today. See, now according to information which I have with me, he mentioned a case of Naina Malik, key witness in the Narodagam case in his affidavit, before the Supreme Court filed on 15th November 2003, said that a newly married woman called Madina had been raped by rioters. Okay, this is what was said. Now, the alleged victim later said in 2008 that the charge that has been made by Malik that I was raped by a riotous mob is completely false. I was not raped.
Exactly.
I was not raped.
So,
please.
So what?
So what? So what? That's the difference between.
Harin Pandya.
That is the truth. So fiction. So what he says? No, he says so what? No, Ratan Sharda, he says so. No. What he's 1 minute, just 1 minute. Atikur Rahman, just 1 minute. Hold it right there, Atikur Rahman. Hold it right there. You've been caught red-handed. He says, Ratan Sharda, he says, so what? We lied. So what? We made up facts. So what? We added untruths. So what? We lied. He says, so what? We lied. We lied to the whole world. So what? He says on my program 20 years later, so what he says?
In the corridors of power, you are cooking up
supporter of fake people, supporter of falsehood. He calls himself a scholar. He has no sensitivity.
And you say so
he goes. These people went on ridiculing the train burning case Mr. Mukherjee was appointed as a person to falsify. This person agrees that everything was done to defame Modi ji and also entire Hindu society. And when Mr. Mahurkar talks about defending Muslims by the police, he rose to power. Because he climbed the corridors of power. Love to demonize Hindus.
Yeah, so
demonize Modi. Mr. Atiku never.
Ratan Sharda louder, please. Can you bring him down? Ratan Sharda louder, please. Can you just be quiet for a minute? This is a very interesting point in the debate, viewers. This is a very interesting point in the debate on the Teesta files where Manaswi is on the debate right now. Where I now bring in Kartikeya and I bring in Francois once again into the debate. राइस जी एक मिनट, ये कह रहे हैं अभी राइस जी, अच्छा आई एम गोइंग टू राइस खान ये कह रहे हैं हाँ झूठ बोला तो क्या, हाँ विटनेस टेस्टिमनीज फॉल्सिफाई की, झूठ बोला कोर्ट के सामने, गलत गवाही दी तो क्या, तो क्या कह रहे हैं अभी, तो क्या, सो व्हाट, इसे सो व्हाट, राइस खान वॉक विद तीस्ता, राइस
गलत कह रहे हैं,
राइस खान जी बोलिए।
सबसे पहली बात फंडिंग की आपने हमसे करी थी, तो सबसे पहली बात तो मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं कि जब 2002 में दंगे शुरू हुए तो अहमद पटेल, मैं नाम लेना नहीं चाहता था कि वो अब दुनिया में नहीं है, अहमद पटेल सर्किट हाउस शाहीबाग में आए थे और वो आने के बाद में हम और तीस्ता दोनों उनसे जब मिलने के लिए गए तो उन्होंने हम सबसे पहला तीस्ता ने उनसे ये कहा था कि हम ये सब काम करना चाहते हैं लेकिन हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है। तो अहमद पटेल ने एक नरेंद्र ब्रह्म भट्ट नाम का एक आदमी था जो होटल एसोसिएशन का चेयरमैन था, उसको बुलाया और उसके साथ में 2-3 लोगों को बुलाया और बुला के उनसे कहा कि पैसे की इनको कोई कमी ना हो, आप पैसा इनको मुहैया कराइए। उसी दिन उसी टाइम उन्होंने 5 लाख रुपया नरेंद्र ब्रह्म भट्ट ने दिया।
आप इनको बोलने दीजिए, आप इनको बोलने दीजिए, आप रोकिए मत। उदय माहूरकर युवा सिंह या कार्तिक सिंह उनको बोलने को रोका दिया, एक मिनट रोकिए मत, आप बोलिए फिर क्या हुआ। आप कह रहे हैं आप मिले अहमद पटेल से, उसके बाद क्या हुआ?
हाँ, अहमद पटेल से मैं और तीस्ता सेतलवाद दोनों मिलने के लिए जब 2002 के दंगे चल रहे थे और हम दोनों मिलने के लिए जब उनसे सर्किट हाउस में गए, सर्किट हाउस में शाहीबाग में उन्होंने पैसों के बारे में पूछा कि आप लोगों को पैसे की कोई कमी नहीं होगी। आप तीस्ता सेतलवाद को ये कहा कि आप अपना काम आगे बढ़ाइए, पैसे की कोई कमी नहीं होगी। नरेंद्र ब्रह्म भट्ट नाम का एक आदमी था जो होटल एसोसिएशन का चेयरमैन था, उसने उसी टाइम पे 5 लाख रुपए दिए और उसने कहा कि जब भी पैसे की जरूरत पड़ेगी पैसा मैं मुहैया कराऊंगा। अहमद पटेल ने यह कहा था कि पैसे की कोई कमी आएगी, कांग्रेस पार्टी आपके पीछे खड़ी हुई है पूरी पैसा देने के लिए। रह गया सवाल ये एफिडेविट का, तो एफिडेविट जो इन्होंने तीस्ता ने जितने भी करे हैं वो किसी विक्टिम से पूछ के नहीं करे, उन्होंने अपनी मर्जी से बनाए हैं। और जहां तक मदीना का सवाल है तो मदीना को इन्होंने जो एफिडेविट बनाया तो उसको नहीं मालूम था कि उस एफिडेविट में ये लिखा गया है कि उसके साथ में बलात्कारी हुई, उसके साथ में कोई बलात्कार नहीं हुआ। जब उसको एसआईटी के अंदर गई तब उसको ये मालूम पड़ा कि उसकी एफिडेविट में ये लिखा गया है। जिस वक्त उसको ये मालूम पड़ा तो उसने आने के बाद में फौरन उसने आने के बाद में उसने फौरन तीस्ता को फोन करके ये बात कही उसने कि तुमने मेरे साथ में ये गलत किया, मैं शादीशुदा हूं, आपने मेरी शादीशुदा जिंदगी को बर्बाद करने के लिए आपने एफिडेविट झूठा बनाया है और किसी भी जगह पर कोई भी ये कह नहीं सकता है कि मेरे साथ में बलात्कार हुआ है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि एक एफिडेविट नहीं, विक्टिमों ने खुद जाके एफआईआर कराई है क्राइम ब्रांच में कि तीस्ता ने हमारी जितनी भी एफआईआर कराई सब गलत कराई हैं। 164 के तहत उनका स्टेटमेंट कोर्ट के अंदर रिकॉर्ड है और 2011 के अंदर मैंने एक एफिडेविट दी है, उस एफिडेविट में सारे एविडेंस मौजूद हैं जो तीस्ता से तलवार के कारनामों से भरा हुआ है।
मींस एवरीथिंग वाज पॉलिटिकली स्पॉन्सर्ड, एवरीथिंग वाज पॉलिटिकली स्पॉन्सर्ड। कार्तिक एंड फ्रांसोis गौतिया, एक मिनट, कार्तिक एंड फ्रांसोis, एवरीथिंग वाज पॉलिटिकली स्पॉन्सर्ड, इट्स कमिंग आउट।
लेके जब दिल्ली गए विठल भाई पटेल भवन के अंदर रोका गया है विक्टिमों को और सोनिया गांधी के पास ले जाया गया है, अहमद पटेल के पास ले जाया गया। अहमद पटेल और सोनिया गांधी ने कहा है खुल के कि तीस्ता तुम लोग विक्टिमों को कहा कि तीस्ता को सपोर्ट करो और तीस्ता को ये कहा कि तुमको फंड की कोई कमी नहीं पड़ेगी, तुम इन लोगों को संभालो और तुम जो चाहो करो, हम तुम्हारे पीछे हैं। ये सोनिया गांधी ने कहा था मेरे सामने।
अर्नब
एक मिनट कार्तिक जुबैर इन द मिडिल, जुबैर 1 मिनट कार्तिक can we have Raish Khan in the middle please 1 second, can Raish Khan in the middle, we have Kartik and Francois please, yeah,
कॉपी तक नहीं दी गई है।
जी see these are important revelations।
किसी को कॉपी नहीं दी गई एफिडेविट की, उनको नहीं मालूम कि उसके एफिडेविट में क्या लिखा गया है। जब वो कोर्ट में गए तब उनको मालूम पड़ा, नन्नू मियां को जब मालूम पड़ा, रफीक मलिक को जब मालूम पड़ा, इमरान को जब मालूम पड़ा, जब कोर्ट के अंदर गए और उनको पूछा गया तो उन्होंने कहा ये एफिडेविट में जो लिखा हमने ये बात कुछ भी नहीं कही थी। इस वजह से कोर्ट के अंदर खड़े होकर उन्होंने कहा ये, और सारे जितने भी गुलबर्ग के जितने भी आई विटनेस है उन सबने ये बात 164 के तहत उन्होंने कोर्ट में जाके जज के सामने ये बात कही है।
और this is exactly this is रईस जी ने आज पर्दाफाश कर दिया है तीस्ता सेतलवाद नाम की एक्टिविस्ट पे। all of these things that he said is not a surprise, but it is still glad that he said it because he's the one who was aware.
गलत एक्टिविस्ट नहीं है वो।
Exactly,
वो मुर्दों को
बेचने
वाली एक मुर्दों की सौदागर है, उसके ऊपर उसने बिजनेस किया है ये, और करोड़ों रुपया मुर्दों के नाम पर उसने वसूल करा है और वो पैसा खा गई है, हड़प कर लिया।
बट मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ, राइस जी एक मिनट, आई एम सेइंग मानसवी just one point, Kartik and Manasvi, she's not the only one. You know what the tragedy today is? There are so many others who have been part of this industry. Oh my God, they have made crores, they have made millions, they have been ingratiated. Many of them are in the media. Some of them are quivering right now. Some of them are keeping quiet. You know why they are not saying anything on Teesta now? Much?
Absolutely.
Because they know that if the investigation goes one step further, their names will come out. Kartik. And it should. It should.
Exactly.
How much were they paid?
Exactly. Arnab, you know, but I'll tell you one thing. You're right about this, and Raiz Khan is really, pardafash kar diya hai. But this is a Ponzi scheme. This is a clear Ponzi scheme because what Teesta and company did is they generated hope from, one expose, one sensational fiction that they invented to then, lend credence to other exposes that they were doing in the future. So this was a Ponzi scheme. First they received funding from Congress, then from other dubious sources. But at some point this gravy train had to stop, right? And this everything had to be exposed. Okay. This plan had to be exposed. That point is today, and you are
absolutely.
right.
Manasvi hasn't spoken. Manasvi.
By the way.
No, 1 minute. No, I have limited time. Manasvi is coming in right now. Last few minutes of this debate. 1 minute. Manasvi.
The SIT has noted that she has cooked up macabre tales of killing.
Yeah, Manasvi.
This is a Ponzi scheme. This is a fiction created by Teesta. So the pointed question would be in 2004, if I'm uninterrupted, in 2004, Smriti Irani ji wanted to go for a fast till her death in 2004, and she questioned the then Chief Minister, and she wanted the resignation of the Chief Minister then. Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the one who was questioning for Raj Dharm. Jaswant Singh ji in his book has seen this particular 2002.
That has nothing to do with that has nothing to do.
It was a conspiracy which was hatched by Sonia Gandhi, in which government funded that conspiracy, the Congress party funded that conspiracy, the media was involved into that, and there were a lot of other NGOs and other foreign
let me ask Uday Mahurkar. Let me ask Uday Mahurkar 1 minute. Uday Dada, 1 minute. Uday Dada, question to you, Uday Dada. Is Teesta the only one? What about others? She couldn't have acted alone.
No, there were many others.
Uday Dada.
She was the chief actor, but she was the chief actor. Many others. There are local people involved. There's one gentleman who was a very important member of the Christian clergy there. He was very active with Teesta. There are lots of people involved, Yeah.
Should it be expanded, Francois? What do you think? Should the investigation be expanded?
And secondly,
because I don't think we've not hit the tip of the iceberg yet.
No, today, Arnab.
Yeah, okay. Uday is saying one more thing. Then I'm coming to Francois. Uday Dada is completing. Yeah, Uday Dada, complete. Francois.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Raiz Khan ji has taken this debate many steps forward.
Absolutely, yes. He's taken
by
names.
revealing things
He's taken
which
names.
everybody knew, but nobody was willing to speak.
I never knew.
Two. You see, even otherwise, she was a member of the National Advisory Council. Correct?
Yeah.
She got Padma Shri in 2007.
Yeah.
She was found to be on platform with Congress leaders, including the topmost leader of the Congress many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the connection between Teesta and the Congress party
I can't hear the counters. Yeah.
it was never in doubt. But Rais Khan has taken this forward by many steps.
Tries to expose your sins. Is it wrong? If actually Congress promotes Teesta and says go and fight for the cause of the minorities, is it wrong?
Yeah.
Is it wrong for NGOs to pay people
to concoct lies is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Yes, it is. I'm telling you, it's absolutely wrong. Francois, should we expand? Francois, my only question is, should this inquiry be expanded or not? My worry is some people want to look at this with a sense of finality. Should it be expanded or not?
And the fight goes on.
Yes, absolutely.
Stop panicking. Francois.
There are so many Teesta Saltavas in the world, in India, in American universities, many of them Indians, many of them Hindus. I think the damage is done, because even if she goes to jail, there is an image of Mr. Modi, there's an image of India, there's an image of the BJP that has been damaged. And I see in my country, in France, newspapers like Le Monde, television like France 2, they keep on propagating that image. So what the evil work that Teesta has done will survive her going to jail. And this is very unfortunate, because at the moment, truth is not prevailing. At the moment, truth is not prevailing.
Well, I think the truth has prevailed. You're right about some people trying to build the narrative. But I know it's been very late. They've been completely exposed. Francois and everyone else, thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen,